Two Notes have released an update to Genome version 1.7 with 2 new premium component amplifiers and 1 free overdrive pedal. Now I'm going to check all that out, timestamps for everything below. Let's start off with the new amplifiers. So first up, we've got the CaliPrince, which is based on a 1968 silver phase Fender Princeton. We have the Calibro 59, which is based on a 1959 Fender Bassman. Now they're both premium components, so you have to pay for them if you want to purchase them. This Overdrive version 2 is free, which is based on an OCD version 2. Now timestamps for everything below. I'm going to go through the 2 amps and the Overdrive. If there's anything else you want me to do with Genome or these amps or anything like that, let me know in the comments below as well. So let's start off with the setup. So to begin with anyway, I'm going to be using this rather lovely Fender Aerodyne Special Telecaster in California Blue. Video for it up here. Now that goes into my Peterson Strobostomp HD tuner, which is on my desk, and from there I'm going straight into my Audient ID44 interface, which is over there, and then straight into my Mac. And I'm using Logic, and I'm using Genome as a plugin within Logic, just to make it easier for me to record and easier for me to do the screen grab so you can see what's happening on the screen. I'm plugged into the DI input on my Audient ID44 interface. Now, if you've ever had any questions about the different inputs or what they do or how they mean or how the results differ depending on what input you plug into it, because you've got DI inputs, you've got a mic input, line input, maybe instrument input, you may even have impedance switches on your interface. There's a video did up here and a link to the description below as well, which talks about all the different inputs and how the results may vary. Also, people always ask, what do I do to hear what I'm doing in the studio? So my Audient ID44 interface has outputs, and I've got 2 Yamaha HS8 speakers on either side of my desk here, and that's how I hear the sound in the studio. So studio monitors. All right, let's start off with the Calibro 59. I've selected this Jensen 50 style Super Reverb 4x10 P10R open back cabinet because I think it sounds good and it looks kind of like the amp. Default setting on the amp, Telecaster sounds like this. Sounds great. Nice dynamic range there as well. Sounds really good actually just as a default sound. Now let's check out the front panel. So you have an on-off switch, you have a fuse in case you blow a fuse, you've got presence, 3-band EQ, so middle, bass and treble, you've got a bright volume and a normal volume, and you've got these 4 inputs. So you've got a bright input with, or bright channel with input 1 and input 2. Now input 1 has a little more gain, so if I just play an E chord, channel 2 has a little lower gain. And it's the same when you go into the normal inputs. And when you bridge them, that goes away because you bridge them. But I quite like the bright channel. Channel 1 sounded really good to me. I mean, so let's check out the volume / gain controls. Now they're interactive on all the channels. They're kind of interactive. So we're on a bright channel at the moment. So let's turn a bright volume up. By pulling the normal volume down, I can clean it up a bit again. It's the same if we go into a normal channel. Just kind of what they do, kind of they swap around, they flip around. So now the normal is kind of like the gain. And that's kind of like the volume. Not really, but they sort of interact. And when you're on the bridge channel, it's the same. And if you crank it, you get this exploding combo amp sound. Now, I like it actually. My favorite sort of settings is on the bridge thing with maybe kind of like there. Maybe a tiny bit more. Maybe a tiny bit less. I kind of like it where if you play softly, right, it's clean, but then if you dig in, it overdrives a little bit. So let's leave it at that, and let's check out the EQ. So treble, it all, by the way, they all go to 12, so it's one better than Spinal Tap. And turn the treble all the way up. Turn the bass all the way up. Mids. I like that mid growl, it's quite nice. So maybe let's turn that down a little bit like that. I like that. And presence control. Now the presence control, once you hit sort of about 10, adds gain. That nice Fender tweed growl. Now let's try and run the disorder into that. So disorder, default sound, default setting. Let's turn it on. Sounds like this. So the HP setting is a little bit fatter. The LP setting is maybe a little bit leaner. Almost fuzzy drive into this amp anyway. I kind of like it. It's a lower gain. HP maybe a little bit more aggressive sounding too. I don't know, just my sort of thoughts. Clean the amp up ever so slightly more. I mean, this is a super extreme setting, but it's quite fuzzy. I wonder if it's into this amp or in general, but let's just turn the drive down. I think it sounded quite good. Quite like it there somewhere. Let's now add another cabinet to it, because why not? I like doing that sort of stuff. So you split and merge, and then you add a second cabinet, and let's do a 2x15, just because it's a, there you go. What about this one? Ooh, and I like that. I like the way it looks. So let's have now, we now have a, this Jensen 4x10 and this Noise Factory Cali 215 D14 Studio with great artwork. And together they sound like this. And the first thing you got to do is turn the output volume down a bit because it gets much louder. Should it's turn the disorder off. And then the cool thing when you have the two cabinets, you click on the little arrows here, and now you can kind of mix the two cabinets. So lane A is whatever's on top, lane B is whatever's on the bottom. So we've got the bottom selected, so lane B is that, and lane A is the 4x10. So if you want to hear more of the 4x10, you can turn the volume up a bit. I think a little bit more 4x10 and a little less 2x15. I quite like the sound of that. So if you're getting rid of the 4x10 now, has a lot of bottom end and low mids, and that gives you sort of the top. Cool, I like that. That sounds good together. Now let's try that with that disorder sound. Let's try the same thing with humbuckers. So I went for a white guitar because the disorder drive is white. So this is my Fender Elemental Series Jazzmaster, which is a lovely guitar, and there's a video for it up here. Now the exact same sound that I just had before with humbuckers sounds like this. So it's just the amp now. A bit more mid-forward with the humbuckers. I reckon for funsies, let's try the Saber boost. I quite like the Saber boost. Very simple, but it's quite effective. Saber boost sounds quite good. Definitely very vintage sounding amplifier. Now you can muck around with a whole bunch of different cabinets and move the speaker, the microphones around and all that sort of stuff, but the video is already long enough as it is. Try it out. I think all this stuff you can trial it for free, so check it out, the trial versions of it. I reckon let's move on. Let's go back to the Telecaster and let's move on to the other amplifier. Alright, I've changed my mind. I've actually opted for this guitar. I thought I'll go for this. This is a guitar I really like. It's a very plain looking guitar, and it's on loan here by Fender. This is the Fender made in Japan hybrid II Jazzmaster. Very 70s, very plain looking guitar. But I love the neck, and it sounds really, really good in my opinion. And I thought there's some extra things on this amplifier that I want to trim for. Okay, so now I've got the CaliPrince selected, which is based on a Princeton Reverb, a 1968 Princeton Reverb, and I just selected, again, Jensen. I like these old 50s Jensen cabinets. This is a 1x10 Jensen Princetown P10Q open back, just because. Now, default sounds, bridge pickup on the Jazzmaster into that sounds like this. All right, now same as with the other amp, you have input 1 and input 2. So input 1 is a bit more gainy. Input 2 a little less. You've got a volume control, which also works as your gain control. So if you crank it, or you can clean it up a bit more. Again, I quite like that. That's sort of, you play softer and it's a cleaner sound, you play harder and it drives. Default sounds pretty good as well. All right, let's check out. Okay. First, let's check out the treble and the bass. So treble all the way down. This one only goes to 10, not like the other one. Let's go, because people will want to hear it cleaner. Cleaner sound. Now, the cool thing about this amplifier is you have reverb and tremolo, or what Fender would call vibrato, on it. So you've got a little switch here to turn, this is to turn a reverb on and off, and this is to turn a tremolo on and off. But if you're on 0, it's like a mix, it kind of bypasses it. So let's start off with the reverb. Let's go to about 5 and see what it sounds like. Let's crank it just so you can hear what the reverb sounds like. Or I should do the mysterious chord there. It's a nice springy, boingy. Reverb, and I quite like it sort of maybe around a sort of between 4 and 5. And it's sounding, gives you that flutter and a little bit of almost like a modulated sound, but it sort of sits in the background. Now let's check out the tremolo, because the best part about the tremolo is when you hear it, it's a harmonic tremolo. I really like that. Turn it up a bit more in your face. Let's gain it up a little bit, maybe turn the reverb down a bit, and gain it up a little bit. Should turn that off. And let's again, because we only have one cabinet selected at the moment, let's select a second cabinet. So we have, currently here we have a 1x10. Let's do something, I don't know, let's go, I don't know, 4x15, one of those warning cabinets. That one, why not? But output volume needs to go down a bit again. She sounds really good. So again, the warning cabinet is lane B. So if we want a little less of the 4x10, 1x10. Sounds great. Maybe the reverb down a bit more. Let's see what it sounds like with the tremolo. Let's check that out with humbuckers. Back to the Elemental Jazzmaster, and the same sound sounds like this. Let's add the disorder drive to all that. That's still the settings from the other amp. Let's turn the tremolo off. That sounds good. That sounds really good. Let's add, because why not? Let's add the ping pong delay to it. Just turn it wet and dry down a little bit. Lovely stereo image. It's noisy. Let's check out the same sound, because I really like the sound, with a low-tuned guitar. Now this is my Squier JMascis. I'm going to put a playlist up here and in the description below as well. This is sort of a highly modified JMascis choir with the rather awesome Tough Set bridge. And one of my favorite pickups at the moment, this is a Mad Love Travis Bean style pickup in a Jazzmaster enclosure. Now, and this is tuned to C standard tuning, and that same sound without the disorder at the moment sounds like this. Now with the disorder on, and let's put a noise gate in front of everything. So with same sound with the disorder. That's a great sound. So that's a CaliPrince with or without a disorder, with a noise gate in front of it, which we don't need now, I guess. Do we? Oh, may as well have it on. And the rather awesome ping pong delay with a with a 1x10 and a 4x15. I mean, two complete opposites. But how good does it sound? I reckon let's save this, and let's save it as Be Warned. Oh, and I've done a couple of other presets. Actually, check out the presets in a second, but those 3 presets will be up on the 2 Notes Exchange as well. So if you want to check them out, check out those 3 presets. So yeah, let's change guitars one more time and quickly check out the presets. So I'm back with this guitar, and let's check out the 2 presets I made up before I started filming. So this is one called Breaking Up. This is just, I thought, let's use the Calibro 59. I've got a Jensen 4x10 cabinet, and I've got that Noise Factory 2x15 cabinet. I've got a tiny little bit of studio compression, just for feel. And I think one of my favorite things in Genome, the Reverb, which has that, you can get that lovely springy sound, which I love. And then for later on, D250, the DoD style preamp in front of it. So this is kind of edge of breakup sound, which sounds like this. With a cool reverb that sort of stays out of the way, and then you turn on the D250. So it's a kind of a breaking up sort of kind of indie sort of sound that I thought. The other one I called Pink Cigarette. When I started playing around with the CaliPrince, I kind of got a lot of these sort of spaghetti western sounds out of it. And I love the band Mr. Bungle, and they have a song called Pink Cigarette. And for some reason, I just started playing it. It's something I worked out ages ago, and I'm going to attempt to play it now again. So reverb is all the way up, the speed and intensity of the really awesome harmonic tremolo, almost all the way up. I'm using a 1x10 Dark Prince 4 cabinet and a 2x12 Blonde 63 cabinet, and a little bit of studio compression, just more for the feel more than anything else. So I'm going to attempt to play this now and see how it goes. So. So that's Genome version 1.7, the 2 new premium component amps and a new Overdrive. Make sure to check out my 3 presets. I guess maybe links below. I don't know, I haven't done the 2 Notes Exchange before, but if there's links, there's below. If not, go and check them out on 2 Notes Exchange. Big thank you to 2 Notes for sending this out to me pre-release as well, and having me be part of the launch of this. Yeah, and I'm going to put up a playlist of all the Genome stuff I've done here. Check it out. If there's anything you want me to do, comments below. See you in the next one. Bye.